Hello. Welcome to my channel. New subscribers, welcome. And for the returning ones, welcome back. This is so funny, man. So funny. So, as I'm sitting here shaving my face in the mirror today, I just had a lot of things going on through my mind, and as I was shaving my face, I was just a lot, like I said, like a lot of things going through my mind, and just trying to figure out what I want to get out to you guys because it was burning in my soul. Just talk about this. And as I'm shaving my face, I'm sitting up there saying in my head, "Damn, they done got us again. They done got mankind. They done got womankind. They done got us again, man. They done got us again. They got us again. They got us again." And the reason why I say they got us again is because, life itself, man. Everything's a competition. Everything's a competition in life. And let me break that down as to why everything's a competition in life. And it doesn't have to be, right? When you walk outside, right? When you walk outside, you see traffic. You see people coming and going, right? That's one form of competition because they're coming and going, right? So much traffic, so much noise. People just moving, right? And as you see that, you don't think about this stuff, but they come and go. You know what I'm saying? They come and go on a regular basis, And the competition comes into play as like when you just say, for instance, you're in a car and you're driving and you see, you're in one lane and there's the other three lanes. And so the competition comes in play is when you're driving and a person all of a sudden swerves in your lane or try to run you off the road and you're trying to speed up to go past them or her, right? Because they're trying to cause you bodily harm. That's competition. You go into the store to buy you food, basic needs for you to live. It's competition, and it's competition because it's different prices. One price is this, or one price is this price, and there's another price is that price, and so you're competing with the lower price. So you're going to go with the lower price because you don't want to go with the higher price because because the price, that price is high. So without even thinking about it, you're competing, right? Because the powers that be, the people who sell us this stuff, just by the prices alone, they made it a competition. And so we fit into this box, of being a competition, even with the food we buy. With school, with school, which we all know how that go. You think you quote unquote get an educated. I mean, you get an education, but you know damn well that your education is not going to be higher than the powers that be out here, right? But let's just say, we all sit in the classroom, and everybody's different. Different ethnicities, different people of color, and things of that nature. And there's a teacher, and there's the students, and while class is in session, right? Again, which is crazy as hell. We made to be quiet, stay silent while she's teaching or he's teaching a lesson. And so, by us being in there, just sitting in the setting, it's competition. And because I say it's competition, it's because they give out awards in school, like who's the most outstanding student, or who's on their task, and who can get who can. I didn't use this terminology, but I was just using my own, like who can get the highest grade, and if you get the highest grade, then I got a special treat for you, or whatever, or we can go out and go do, or I have something planned for you. And so automatically the students, they perk up and they go, Oh, if I get this grade, then I can get this. All right, let's go. So that's another form of competition, right? In relationships, the competition is that you're competing with other men or you're competing with other women, to get with the opposite sex, and so you have to meet that person's certain criteria in order to even get a chance with that person, right? So those people, you as an individual, right? Me first, you as an individual, right? Without even thinking, in your mind, you're saying to yourself like, "Dang, how can I be able to sway this girl to say something to her, to reel her in, to make her, so she can give me a chance, so I can show her what kind of individual I'm going to be, to get more of her time." And so that's what your thought pattern is. You would do that, and then not only will you think about it, there's other people that you can't see, which is probably a whole line of them that's figured out different ways. The way you figured it out, who's going to be the lucky person. So another form of competition. When you're walking, you're taking walks, and you see a bunch of people. Even if you say hi to them, y'all are walking together. I mean, y'all ain't all walking together, but you see a person walking, and you're walking, right? And you're walking at your pace, and that person that's behind you, or those people that's behind you, they see how you're walking, so they speed walk. They speed walk to get past you. You mind your business? You're not worried about what that person is doing, but that person's worried about what you're doing, so they're gonna speed past you. So they made it a competition. Another form of competition is in sports. And for those of you out there who's involved in sports, who's playing sports, who love sports, I know y'all guilty of this, and I'm guilty of it even still to this day as I'm making this video. That we fell in love with competition because we want to see these folks face off, whoever that may be, whether it be a team of who you love and the opposite team that you don't like or you dislike, or you may have a like for them, but because they're playing your team, you don't like them, right? So automatically it's competition in every facet of sports, period. So it's another form of competition, obviously in the workforce, right? People are competing to get that promotion. They're competing to keep their job, quote unquote, stability or security on the line. So they'll compete to keep it, right? Knowing for a fact that there's nothing that's being kept in this life, right, outside of your inner being, right? But I'm just explaining another form of competition. The workforce, it happens every day. The stock market is another form of competition because, not only are they buying and trading stocks, they're buying and trading other things that I can't even get into in this video. But it's competition. When people are selling guns, folks out there who want to buy the guns, they're going to compete with money, and exchanging to get the biggest gun or the more superior gun. So they're gonna make sure they get enough money to make sure they buy the bigger gun. Go around flashing the camera and all that. Which to me is crazy as hell to even do that. But again, whether you know it or not, that's a form of competition. What else? When you go out to hunt for food, right? If you don't have any food, people out in nature, right? Which is our natural habitat, is to be tapped in with nature. You got a tribe over here and you got a tribe over here. And they're competing for food. And so inadvertently, as they go out to go hunting, right, they're in competition with someone else to see if they can get food more than more than those people can, because it's another form of competition. You see where I'm getting at here? Like, all this stuff that's here on this planet, it's just competition. And it doesn't have to be. Like, it boggles my mind, like, you're buying to live. Like, you paying for you to live. You're buying your life. You're competing to pay for your life to live. You see how crazy that sounds? You know what I'm saying? Like, the competition. I mean, why is it? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me that, all this inadvertent competition, for what reason? When there's enough on this planet. There's enough room for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they push this shit on TV with the individualism and all this other stuff to make you feel like that there's not enough, and that you need to keep hustling. You keep hustling to live, and just to have life. Period. I mean, just to be in the presence of life and just enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? They put all this shit in front of you. They push it hard, and when people sit back and think and say, "Oh man, that's just a way of life," so on and so forth. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. For you to compete with everything in life, how the fuck does that even sound, man? That sounds stupid as hell to me. But again, the indoctrination, man, of all this shit. Man, it's just so crazy, man. It's just really so crazy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, it just doesn't have to be, man. Life isn't a competition, y'all. But, of course, when stuff that's out here, right, will convince you otherwise, that you have to be in the race. You have to compete to live. Man, that's why I got a smile on my face, man, because it's just such bullshit, man. It's such bullshit. And they feed it to us every fucking day. Every day, man. And we just follow the trend because it's been like that for as long as I've known it. This competition. It's just wild to me, man. It's really wild. A lot of this stuff is wild out here, y'all. But, again, these are just my thoughts that be floating through my head, man, And I just be thinking, like, why does it have to be this way? I mean, it doesn't have to be this way, but why does it have to be this way? I mean, the structure they put in place, boy, is a cold thing. It's cold as hell, man. It's really cold as hell. And people they just don't find a way out, man. They don't find a way out. They don't find a way just to simply just live, man. They chasing, and they fucking their brains up, left and right, because of the structure and how shit was structured. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some things you can make an exception for in his life, man. There's some stuff that just comes natural, right? But competing, that's not a natural thing. Although it may look like it, right? Because you got exposed with it. It's not a natural thing. With working, right? People are natural workers, right? In their own right and what they choose to do. Not chasing. It's in their own right. But, again, it's been fed to us to keep chasing, keep running for what? The fuck do we keep running for? Like, what do we keep running for? You know what I'm saying? I started singing that song by Michael McDonald, man. I'm not going to sing too much of it. I'm just going to sing a little bit. If y'all laugh, go ahead and laugh. I don't give a damn. But this song I'm going to sing is pertaining to the shit out here, like that's structured in place, and it doesn't have to be that way. And it goes something like this: I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore, like something like that. So it's basically basically saying, like, in other words, I keep forgetting that basically life doesn't have to be this way, but it is. It's wild, y'all. So again, man, that's I'm gonna get off this thing, and enjoy the rest of my day. I may come back with another video later on, whatever comes to my mind, to share with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And this just comes from the heart, man. All my words are not pieced together. I'm not a perfection with this stuff, man. I just talk, and whatever comes out comes out. Whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, it comes out. But like, share, subscribe. Hit the post notifications, so you can be notified on every post that I make. Yeah, y'all. I mean, let me know down in the comments, man, what y'all think about this. I'm interested to hear y'all opinions on y'all take on things and what I just said in this video. And if I took something from it, please, please leave a comment. Share this video so somebody else can see this too. All right, y'all. Signing off once again. I'm out.